Most people will work their entire life and still struggle with money. Not because they are lazy. Not because they lack intelligence. And not because they are irresponsible. They struggle because they are playing a game they were never taught how to win. From the outside, it often looks like people are doing everything right. They wake up early. They go to work. They try to be reliable. They try to be careful with money. And yet, year after year, money still feels tight. There is always another bill. Another expense. Another reason to delay progress. Over time, this creates a quiet frustration. A feeling that no matter how hard they try, they are not moving forward. Only surviving. From a young age, most people receive the same instructions. Get good grades. Get a stable job. Work hard. Stay out of trouble. If you follow the rules, you are told that everything will work out. But for millions of people, it doesn't. They work 40, 50, sometimes 60 hours a week. They do what they were told was responsible. Yet they still live paycheck to paycheck. The problem is not effort. The problem is not discipline. The problem is how money actually works. Working hard is not what keeps people poor. Working only for money is. Most people earn income in the same way. They trade their time for money. If they do not work, they do not get paid. If they take a break, income stops. If they get sick, money disappears. This creates constant pressure. And pressure destroys long-term thinking. When your entire life depends on the next paycheck, you cannot think clearly about the future. You think about rent. You think about food. You think about bills. You do not think about 10 years from now. You think about next week. This is not a personal failure. It is a predictable outcome of the system. Trading time for money sounds fair, but it has a hard ceiling. There are only 24 hours in a day. Once they are gone forever. No matter how hard you work, there is a limit to how much you can earn this way. This does not mean jobs are bad. Jobs provide structure. Jobs provide stability. But jobs alone rarely create freedom. And yet, this is where most people stay for their entire lives. Then comes another invisible problem that keeps people stuck: lifestyle inflation. When income increases, expenses quietly rise with it. A slightly better phone. A nicer car. More subscriptions. More convenience. Nothing feels extreme. Nothing feels irresponsible. Each purchase seems small. Each one feels deserved. But together, they erase progress. So even when people earn more money, they do not feel richer. They feel busier. They feel more committed. They feel more trapped. At this point, many people believe the solution is simple. They think they just need to earn more. But income is only part of the equation. The real issue is how people interact with money emotionally. Most people believe money problems are math problems. They are not. They are emotional problems. People spend money to feel better. To reduce stress. To reward themselves. To feel successful. To feel in control. And in the moment, it works. Buying something new creates relief. It creates comfort. It creates a short-term sense of progress. But later, the bill arrives. And the stress returns. This cycle repeats over and over again. This does not happen because people are weak. It happens because money is deeply connected to fear, identity, and self-worth. Real story examples. Consider Alex. Alex worked at a corporate job for 10 years. He followed all the rules. He got promotions. He got raises. But every time he earned more, he spent more. A better car. New gadgets. Fancy vacations. Every step forward in income felt like one step sideways in wealth. Alex tried to save. He tried to invest. But life always had a way of taking it back. Unexpected bills. Emergencies. Repairs. Social pressure to keep up. After a decade, Alex realized he had earned a lot, but he had very little to show for it. He was no wealthier than when he started. The system had trapped him. Now consider Maria. Maria had a smaller salary, but she learned early how money works. She focused on small, consistent actions, saving a percentage of her income every month, investing in simple assets, and avoiding emotional spending. 10 years later, Maria's wealth was much higher than Alex's, despite earning less overall. The difference was mindset and choices, not luck or income alone. And then there is Jamal. Jamal grew up in a family that never talked about money. He struggled to get by in his 20s. Instead of giving up, he began reading, experimenting with side hustles, and learning about investments. By his early 30s, he had created multiple sources of passive income. The difference between Alex, Maria, and Jamal isn't luck or education. It's thinking differently about money, starting early, and taking consistent action. The difference between people who build wealth and people who do not is rarely intelligence. It is rarely luck. It is how they think about money. People who build wealth focus on long-term outcomes. They remove emotion from financial decisions. They look for leverage. They prioritize assets over comfort. They understand that progress is slow. They understand that patience matters. They understand that consistency beats intensity. They do not chase quick wins. They do not panic during setbacks. They do not make decisions based on fear. They know that wealth is built quietly, intentionally, and over time. Actionable tips. Even if you are like Alex today, you can start making changes. Track your spending, know exactly where your money goes. Automate savings, pay yourself first. Invest in assets, not liabilities, buy things that generate income, not just comfort. Avoid lifestyle inflation, each raise should increase investments, not just spending. Think long term, ask yourself, will this matter in 10 years? Before spending. Learn continuously, read about personal finance, wealth building, and passive income. Start side hustles, even small ones can create extra cash flow and teach valuable skills. Small actions consistently applied compound into freedom over time. Getting rich is not about luxury. It is about options. Options to say no. Options to slow down. Options to choose how you spend your time. It is not about getting rich fast. It is about not being stuck forever. Most people never get rich not because they fail, but because they were never shown another way to think. If you want money explained simply, without hype, guilt, or pressure, subscribe.